How did you realize your parents were failing you? When I was 14, I thought my parents were the coolest because they let me do whatever I wanted. No curfew, no chores, no rules about homework. My friends were so jealous. Your parents are amazing, they'd say. Mine would kill me if I stayed out this late. I felt superior. While their parents micromanaged everything, mine trusted me completely. I bragged about having a beer with my dad or how my mom would give me cash whenever I asked. No questions. When my friend Lena got grounded for getting a C+, I laughed and said my parents didn't even check my grades. You're so lucky, she said. I wish my parents would just leave me alone. I started pushing boundaries just to see what would happen. Stayed out until 3 a.m. on school nights. Came home with alcohol on my breath. Left dishes piled in the sink for weeks. Brought random friends over who'd raid our fridge and leave messes everywhere. Nothing. They'd just step around everything like it was invisible. My friends thought I was living the dream. Dude, your house is like a party house, they'd say. Your parents are so chill. I'd just shrug and act like it was normal. But secretly, I loved being the cool kid whose parents didn't care. The reality hit during my friend Logan's 16th birthday party. His mom spent the whole day cooking his favorite foods. Homemade lasagna, garlic bread, that specific chocolate cake he'd been asking for since he was little. She asked everyone about school, remembered that I played guitar and asked about my lessons, even knew my friend Layla was training for track and asked about her times. When Logan complained about the interrogation, I was genuinely confused. Dude, she actually knows things about your life, I said. Yeah, but it's so annoying. She's always in my business, he replied, rolling his eyes. Like she still checks my homework every night. It's embarrassing. I watched her all night. She refilled drinks without being asked, took photos of Logan blowing out candles with tears in her eyes, helped clean up wrapping paper, and when someone accidentally spilled soda on her white tablecloth, she just smiled and grabbed paper towels like it was no big deal. Don't worry about it, honey, she told the kid who was panicking. That's what washing machines are for. When it was time to leave, she hugged each of us goodbye and told us to be safe getting home. She even asked if anyone needed a ride. That night, I came home at 2 a.m. to find both my parents exactly where I'd left them 8 hours earlier. Dad hunched over his laptop with work spreadsheets and empty coffee cups everywhere. Mom passed out on the couch with some reality show still playing and wine glasses scattered around her. Neither stirred when I walked in. How was the party? I asked, testing them. My mom mumbled without opening her eyes. I stood there for 5 minutes, keys jingling in my hand, deliberately dropping my backpack loudly on the floor. Nothing. I could have told them I robbed a bank and gotten the same response. The next week, I failed a major chemistry test that I'd actually studied for. My teacher, Mr. Silva, pulled me aside and said my grades had been slipping all semester. I came home devastated, ready to confess and ask for help with a tutor or something. But when I walked in, my parents were having their usual screaming match about bills they'd forgotten to pay, whose fault it was that the electricity got shut off last month, and why Dad's latest business venture wasn't bringing in any money. They were so wrapped up in their own chaos, throwing blame back and forth like a tennis ball, that they didn't notice me standing there with tears streaming down my face. That's when it clicked. They weren't giving me freedom because they trusted me or thought I was mature enough to handle it. They just weren't paying attention. While my friends complained about their helicopter parents, who asked too many questions, set too many rules, and actually cared where they were every second, I would have killed for someone to notice when I came home crying, or ask why my grades were slipping, or even remember that I had a chemistry test in the first place. I realized Logan's mom wasn't being annoying when she checked his homework. She was being a parent. I wasn't the lucky kid with cool, laid-back parents who treated me like an adult and respected my independence. I was the invisible kid whose parents were too busy drowning in their own problems to actually parent at all. The freedom I'd bragged about wasn't trust or respect. It was neglect wrapped in a pretty bow, and I'd been selling it to myself as a gift.